We're going to dig in a little more. We looked at a few different tools for enumerating a website. Websites are really important. You're going to see them, again, internally or external to a network. And we're going to utilize some Nmap scripts to enumerate even more. You've been given our IP address, and we see the same results as in the past. But port 80 is open with HTTP, and that's what we care about most right now. Let's run a services scan. HTTP is open, so open Firefox. Navigate to the website, and we get webgo.net on the default.aspx, and we're running Microsoft HTTP API, HTTPD 2.0, which is rather useful, but we could run some further enumeration. Let's look at just port 80, and we'll run a script with HTTP enum. The script is going to return not just what service is running, but also maybe some directories that are very common. It's similar to running derb, but with a very select list. We got our results back. You see there's a content directory, a downloads directory, and a webdav, all marked as potentially interesting folders. We could navigate and try to connect to them through our browser, but there's another script that we can run. This one's going to be web or HTTP headers. We'll let that script run along with the scan. And this one returned even more information. The straightforward HTTP header information, which is where we find out that it's Microsoft IIS 10.0. We can also dig in, and it shows that cross-site scripting protections off. Expired by ASP done it. So that's potentially useful for us. All of this we would want to save in our notes to come back to later. Another thing that's useful to look at is methods. And we'll pass some arguments. HTTP methods.url. We're going to dig into this web dev and see if there's anything we can do in there. And we find out the supported methods, options trace, get being very common, is what we're most used to, or post, but websites are just APIs. And you've got all these methods. Some of these could be quite useful, but we won't dig into why just yet. We'll save that for an HTTP section. Right now we're just enumerating. So we tested WebDev, came up with these potentially risky ones. We would want to write that down in our notes Maybe check the other directories that we found. What's really helpful, we found a web dev. Well, there's an HTTP web dev scan. And we'll pass the same URL. This will help identify web dev installations utilizing options and prop find methods. So just some more useful information that we would want to write down and store for the auditing phase.